everything is amazing right now, and nobody's happy.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you wherever you are, because it is Morning Sumush for January 31st, 2024. My name is Bernie Burns. With me, not at all mad about the process of setting up a podcast on Apple Podcasts. It's Ashley Burns. Say hi, everybody.
No, it was so easy. So easy.
I
It's
jinxed
bullshit.
the hell out of you.
Why did you do that to me?
So bad. I even made the joke saying it's one button, you press it, and it's all set, and it won't be like that. And it 100% was not like that.
It was like everything insists that it's so simple. Here, all you have to do is you take your iCloud account and you do this thing, you sign up for this thing, and bam, there you go, podcast. No problem.
Hey, do you want me to go downstairs and get a box of Girl Scout cookies for you to look at and not eat? Would this be one of those
I'm going
days?
to go through like 2 boxes just by myself. I'm so aggravated. It was such a pain in the ass. That didn't need to be a pain in the ass. It's like, I was on the phone with Apple support going, it's telling me that I need to activate this Apple ID because we created an Apple ID, of course, just for the podcast. And why won't it? It's that I did all the things that it told me to do. Why isn't it? And you know what the guy on podcast support, or not podcast support, on the Apple support tells me? He's like,
Oh, he said this.
he goes,
It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad?
Sorry, go ahead.
it's like, oh, just go download an app.
Yes.
And I downloaded an app.
I'm watching my step here.
I downloaded an app, and the most infuriating part is it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked. And there was nothing about that in the instructions on how to activate your Apple ID. There was nowhere to be found was go download an app.
How would you even write that in text? Superscript?
You didn't download an app, and then maybe we'll think about it.
So, not get too deep into our workflow here. I was busy posting the episode and getting because we record at, what do you say, like 10 o'clock our time, and our deadline is noon. It's got to be, but while we're grousing, our deadline is supposed to be noon because you should be able to hit publish and it goes everywhere. For whatever reason, Spotify's got a 20-minute-ish window. So we really have to be done by 11:40. So we record at 10, record for 20, 30 minutes. Then I've got basically an hour to cut, 30 minutes down to 20 minutes, usually is what it is. And it's usually not even that long. Like yesterday was, I think, 27 minutes down to 24 minutes.
Oh, well, we're professionals.
We're getting better. But I was busy doing that, and Ashley was just sitting there setting everything up.
In the background, swearing.
Everything else that we've done so far has been just, add yourself in, add this service, hit the button, and it's ready to go. Apple needed an iCloud account, and so that's a normal thing, setting up an iCloud account. Should take about 10 minutes.
I've set those up before.
It was like 4 hours of her watching her try to set it up. And then when I finally finished all my stuff, I sat down to make an iCloud account, and I just got lucky. It was lucky that I was able to do it. Mm-hmm. And I made an iCloud account, and we actually activated at the same time. Because what I did was it got stuck on a verification stage, and I thought, why don't I make a purchase? So I went and purchased, which, by the way, was impossibly hard to do. So I went and purchased a iCloud plan. So now we have 2 iCloud accounts, and I have to cancel.
But we are successfully there. We're on Apple Podcasts. I double checked. So,
but in an effort to show gratitude, which I'm in a place to do, and I don't think you're all in a place to do, it is amazing that it only took us a couple hours to set up a whole new network distribution for our podcast that goes. She's staring right at me, everybody. She's looking through my head. It's is amazing.
A miracle. A miracle.
Listen, this would have been impossible 10, 12 years ago.
Maybe we just send everything out via mail on a VHS tape.
Just tie shit to birds and loose the birds. What we do is open our windows and start yelling.
Do you subscribe via homing pigeon?
How are you doing? Are you okay? On a 1 out of 10, where are you?
I'm worked up. I apparently don't handle stress, minuscule amounts of stress, nearly as well as I used to. I wonder what my baseline stress level used to be, because I feel like there would have been a time where I must have been able to handle this sort of thing fairly regularly without too much trouble. And now I'm just so mad. I want to chew on the cat.
What do you think it's Mush just looked up as soon as she said that.
He knows.
I call this morning some Mush today because he's on the couch next to us.
He's hanging out. And every time Bernie does his enthusiastic intro, he scares the cat.
Mush. Hey, Mush. No, he's out. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
What do you think causes that baseline to go up? What has caused that for you? Is it just having kids?
It's let's see, I have a husband who the second I open my eyes in the morning starts throwing questions at me, knowing that I'm not a morning person.
This is, we chose to do a morning show. We chose this life. Yesterday, I had just gotten back from a trip. There's like 1,000 things. We woke up. I didn't think it was that fast. We were both in the same place. We were both waking up.
I was rolling over to turn off my alarm and you start throwing questions at me.
What was one of these wild interrogations that I made?
I don't know. I was waking up and I just said, it's too early to hit me with all of this. And I went into the bathroom.
Is that what you said?
Is it?
You ever seen that image online of the bear coming out of hibernation? It's like, you were the equivalent of that.
That's me every morning. That's nothing special.
Here's the problem,
Just
and I
don't,
think
if you can start throwing those questions at me if you hand me a cup of coffee with the questions.
Is that it? Just one sip of coffee? We can put one of those lousy Keurigs up here. By the way, people who buy Keurig or the cup, whatever, the variations now, since everyone can make ideas.
Even the little pods?
Little pods, which apparently when you use one, that's it. The environment's done for from that point on. People who use the pod coffee machines, have you ever had any other cup of coffee ever anywhere else? Because how do you drink that stuff? I do not understand it. It is literally like hot water with a hint of coffee. That to me is what you're drinking. It is. I can't even describe it. Like I wouldn't be able to recreate that.
Sounds to me like yours must have been set up poorly. Maybe you had
enjoy this?
Maybe you had Apple set it up.
Does Donut Shop coffee, is it supposed to taste like donuts?
No, I think it's just supposed to taste like it was burned on the bottom.
Is that what it is? Because I feel like they put a donut on it. It should taste like a donut.
It should taste like
it's always the same donut, too. It's always got sprinkles.
There should be some sprinkles on the top.
Man, I'm telling you, it's false advertising. This is how we're going to retire.
Why doesn't my coffee have sprinkles on the top?
Hey, while we're talking about kitchen stuff, our kitchen is weirdly laid out where in the area that we eat and everything and have the sink, the refrigerator is under the counter.
Yes.
It happens to be under the counter right next to where the silverware is.
Yes.
This is the area that Ashley has decided that she is going to do 100% of her kitchen prep work.
Because it is next to the stove and it's where there is an easy to access outlet for
you are constantly
kitchen power tools.
Interrupted for people wanting to get either things out of the fridge or silverware.
Why is the kitchen always totally empty? And the second I start prepping something, suddenly everyone needs to be in the fridge right this second.
Because we're anticipating food. It's coming. And everyone's excited. The kids get excited. I get excited. By the way, that baby eats more than any organism on the planet. Like if that baby sees food, she's locks in immediately.
She has to have it, and she has to have all of it.
If there was any question about her paternity, I would not need to have any tests whatsoever. I got yogurt for myself out of the fridge the other day. That was it. She was just like, "You're giving me that yogurt."
What you mean is you got her some yogurt out of the fridge.
Apparently, that's the exact. This was after her full dinner, in which she was done and throwing everything that you were feeding her at that point off. As soon as she saw the yogurt, she's like,
"Nope." More stomach opened right up.
It was it's enormous compared to her. It's like a normal size yogurt, but she's a baby, and she's just get more. I love it.
She's a great kid.
So let me ask you this before we're off the topics of our difficult marriage. What would you recommend I do in the morning if I have questions to ask or anything like that? I think this is something a lot of married people deal with. Like what should I do? Like how much time do you need in the morning before I ask you something that ends in the question mark?
Like let me get up, let me get dressed.
Dressed.
Let me get up and dressed.
Okay. I got it.
I need a minute.
Also, when I've upset you,
I don't like changing state.
When I've clearly overstimulated you, and you're like, what do I do at that point? Just cut off, like no contact until you're ready to go again? Because I feel like I over apologize for having done it, which it's like adds to the problem.
Here's what we do: pick up the children and walk away.
Just the kids and walk away.
Just take
I'll throw
one-
JD
just-
over one shoulder, grab the little kids, and we're out. Okay, you got it. Mush, you're getting a kick in the butt. Out the window you go. Sorry, bud. All right. Good to know. All right, I got it.
Or just like put a bag of chips in my hand and push me out the door.
I also
Not to like outside, but like to a room where I can be alone.
I also I jinxed you yesterday when I also said progress bars don't matter until they matter. And yesterday was one of those days where we were watching progress bars or hitting these deadlocks or these obstacles. And then at the same time, the entire Wi-Fi network went down.
Yeah. Why? When exactly?
Never happens.
I was in a
Never happens.
support chat. Immediately, the internet went down.
Internet was gone.
Ridiculous.
All right. Well, what's going on in the world today?
You remember Neuralink? Elon Musk's like, let's put a chip in our brains. That's going to be real fun.
I did remember, but then I felt a shock and then it was gone. I don't know what happened.
Apparently, I guess they've now installed the first Neuralink in a human, which I didn't realize they had approval for. I guess they got the approval
They
from
were taking volunteers.
the FDA in like last March or something. But I was kind of surprised because I thought a bunch of the monkeys they experimented on died. And it was really weird. So I read a little bit more about it. So of the 23 monkeys, 15 of them died.
Oh my God.
But they put out a response being like, oh yeah, but most of them were gonna die anyway. So we
right.
and
I mean, all monkeys are gonna die at some
so
point.
we put them under. Well, we got them from like other experiments where they were like irreparably damaged, which also, by the way, sounds horrific.
That sounds
That they got like
genuinely horrible.
like fatally damaged monkeys. They put them under anesthesia, did this surgery as like a practice, and then euthanized them.
I have a friend who is so vegan. You know her.
Yes, I do.
She has, like, when we go to eat anywhere, she has like 3 different apps she has to check for everything, wherever we go, because she wants to make sure she is not only not supporting a business that does animal testing or that serves animal products. She also wants to make sure they're not affiliated in any way through a parent company or partnerships with someone who does animal testing. I could never live like that, but I get it. Like when I hear these stories, it's like I understand the need for human scientific endeavor, and that comes with certain costs. I don't know that Neuralink falls in that particular category, but regardless, even high-level science, vaccines, medicines, everything, it's so hard to reconcile it.
It is. It's tough when they're like, oh, they're missing digits. Oh, no, that's because they were fighting each other. They're going above and beyond. We've taken them out of their restraints.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that seems like that's putting the bar like below basement level.
And you have to ask
like.
yourself, is it like, I don't want it or I don't want to know about it, which is 2 different things. And I feel like, everything we're doing, and it does fall in the classification. I mean, we live in a rural community. Most of our food comes from within about 3/4 of a mile. Like we could literally, Ashley and I make this joke all the time. There's a bridge that you need to get to our place, and we are a milk cow away from being able to blow the bridge.
And maybe a bit of wheat. We should probably plant some wheat.
Maybe we can store a lot of flour. We don't need. I just watched Scott Pilgrim the other day too. That's where the Michael Cera bread makes you fat. Yeah, we actually bought. I as you all know, I sometimes look ahead and try to predict where things are going or might go.
You're a bit of a prepper.
When the war in Ukraine, I'm just trying to stay. Like, I don't go out and buy toilet paper when somebody sneezes in Beijing.
I don't do that. I'm not saying that you're like some like doomsday, with the like got your own militia or anything. I'm just saying that you like to be prepared.
So,
not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying you like to be prepared.
So when the war in Ukraine started, Ukraine is a huge, I didn't know this until the war started, they are a huge exporter and provider of wheat to the entire European region. So I bought a lot of flour. we had some flour stores here for a little while.
Still going through that flour.
We are. See, and it keeps.
You want a bit of a pro tip. What'll keep better is you buy wheat berries, which is what flour is made from, and get your own mill. And the wheat berries will last for like 30 years.
Once again, if we went back in time, I'd be like, well, that's wheat. We should grow more of that. And they'd be like, great, how do we turn this into food? I go, I don't know. Rub a stone on it? Is that how it works? I would die. I would get diverticulitis from eating like unprocessed wheat in the first week.
Chances are most of us would.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
But now if I had a Neuralink, I could just store Wikipedia and look up how to do it.
I just feel like it's a really high cost to be able to play Pong with your mind. Which is all that they've shown so far. They did a demo of a...
Oh, you're being serious?
Oh, yeah, of a macaque playing Pong.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. First of all, they taught a monkey to play Pong? That's pretty cool in itself.
It is. High cost.
You ever seen the experiment where the monkeys, they flash the numbers on the screen and the monkey can instantly memorize like up to 12 digits?
No, that's pretty cool.
And then they even take away the digits or something. What they do, I can't remember what the experiment is, dumb human. And the monkey can, like, without any prompting or the numbers going away, he can remember the sequence on the screen where it appeared if the numbers are no longer there or the squares aren't there anymore. It's wild to see. You got to see it in practice. It's instantaneous how quickly the chimp can remember stuff.
It occurs to me there's actually a macaque on the loose in Scotland right now.
Are you saying that right? A macaque?
I don't know. I'm going to pretend that I am, and I will take a correction later. What do you think it's pronounced as?
So if anyone would like to correct Ashley with macaque, I can provide an email for you to do that. Anyway, tell me more about macaque, Ashley. Is it a super smart macaque?
It's really red.
It's red.
It's red in the face.
And it's super hard to find.
It's not called
Wait,
Maclit.
why? Wait.
It's not called Maclit. It's called macaque.
There's a wild monkey on the loose around here?
Oh, yeah. A monkey. I think it's a macaque.
We're going to get through this as adults.
Escaped from a zoo in Scotland or something and is on the loose.
Did you live in Austin when there was a cobra on the loose? Do you remember the Austin cobra?
I do not remember the Austin cobra. I feel like there'd be cobras all over.
No. What are we? What are we, like Southern India? No. There's no cobras in Texas. What are you playing?
I'm trying to figure out how to...
Okay.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of this type of monkey, as well as how to say many more unclear animal names in English. How do you go about pronouncing this one? Macaque. You do want to stress on the second syllable, on the caque syllable. Macaque.
Ha! Ha ha! The internet also says macaques.
All right. So Ashley's looking hard for macaque. That's what she'll be doing in her spare time. So how to get loose?
I don't know. I was talking to someone the other day and they're like, oh, did you hear about the monkey that's on the loose in Scotland?
That's a big fucking deal, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's not many animals that if I was in the zoo and one of them got out, I'd be like, oh shit. Any kind of ape or monkey, I would want to stay away from it. I always see videos of like people at temples in India and they're just interacting casually with even small size monkeys. I'm like, get the fuck out of there, man. You're about to have a bad time.
Apparently it's been spotted in a garden. It escaped from a wildlife park in the Highlands of Scotland. And the search has intensified after it was spotted by a member of the public after his second night of freedom.
Wow.
It's a Japanese macaque. It jumped the perimeter fence of its enclosure that he shares with more than 30 others on Sunday and was spotted in the direction of the Highland Wildlife Park in the Cairngorms.
Last time a cock was out in a garden, you just call the police and they take care of that straight away. I can tell you. They take care of it right away. They got ways of dealing with macaque out.
Okay. Back to Neuralink, though. So Elon Musk put out a tweet saying the first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection.
Neuron spike detection.
Which sounds like this. It sounds like some weird, like dystopian, I don't know, like found. This is going to be like.
Sounds like you after that cup of coffee you were talking about. Finally getting everything moving.
Neuron spike detection. There it is.
I can now ask you one question. All right. So let me ask you this. When are you going to get yours? Like how many people in the world by a percentage would have to have it before you got it?
I don't think that it's something that I need.
Ooh, you say that.
I think I reserve the right to change my mind in the future when they're like, oh, it's not just Pong. Now you can control Stardew Valley with your brain. And I'm like, sign me up. I think it's going to be a while. I don't. There's nothing that I desperately need right now that would have me do that.
I can't think of what it would give me that I would do
It's
it.
my brain. It's my brain, and it's.
What if? Let me throw something at you.
Okay.
What if you get the chip? They put it in. Let's say 20% of the people in the world have it. Okay, it's a decent price. I don't know what the hell that would cost. Let's just say it's a decent price for whatever that is, and it gives you the ability to hard store memories and record and play back things you saw, including dreams.
Okay, so that's very Black Mirror, and Black Mirror says that doesn't go well.
Okay.
It might not be the best idea.
Yeah, but they're trying to make a show. Like, it could be pretty basic, right?
Yes, but when it comes down to it, I'm there. I feel
Black
like there's
Mirror also says social media is going to ruin us all, and they're right, and we still use it, right?
but it doesn't mean that we should.
Right? Get your little social credit score next to your head. Was that Bryce Dallas Howard was in that one?
Yeah, that was her.
And I don't know. I think that would be the big one. If you could record your dreams, and what if you could share your dreams with other people?
Why? What do you need your dreams for?
I don't know. I can't do it now. I think once you do it once, you'd be like, well, that was pretty cool. Or you'd be like, the fuck was all that?
Like that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I wonder if it'd just be like a crazy, like, just blast of random images. If you saw it in your conscious mind, you'd be like, this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't think dreams are meant to make sense to a conscious mind. That's why we don't remember them.
It's weird, too, because, like, my brain is, like, it's such a terrible storyteller. Like, when I go have a dream, I fall asleep. It's like, what if there was a snake?
It's like it's like a 4-year-old telling you a story.
Yeah.
It's like, and then there was the thing, and then we were over here, and then this crazy thing happened, and then explosion, and then we were running on the ocean, and then the ocean, and then part of it was lava.
It is 100% like a little kid telling stories, too, because you're like, you go to the store with your sister and you're looking for the aisle, and then your brother says to you, it's like, wait, is it my brother or my sister? It's like, yeah, okay. And then we go, none of it makes sense. Do you have that when you have dreams?
Also, your brother or sister is they've been cast in the dream as your brother or sister. It's not your brother or sister.
Okay, let me do this.
Okay.
And we're running, this is an interesting conversation, so I don't want to cut us off in it. I'm trying to figure out what's going to take to put, take something out of the head of Macaque and put it in you. So I'm trying to figure out what it's going to take.
Okay.
So how about this? What if you could unlock any memory? Like literally just access all your memories. You could pick a date, like it's the photo library in your iPhone, and you could say, I want to know what happened on this date, and it shows you your own memories.
Could be cool. I have a terrible memory.
Right. Arguably, your life becomes nothing but memories, right?
Right.
Like you're your present self and then a summation of all your memories.
But a lot of my memories are very blurry. So,
but they wouldn't be.
I know, but I'm just saying like that would make me a different person potentially.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm not sure if I want that.
I mean, you wouldn't get them all at once. You would make a choice, you know? Like you don't remember stuff as it is. If you go back and look at photos and you see pictures of Evie, you're like, I don't even remember when she looked like that. Or Finn when he was a baby. It doesn't change who you are seeing the photo, right?
Maybe, but it knowing like if I'm the summation of my memories and I'm a lot of blurry things all mushed up together, if those go out of balance, I'm a different person.
Okay. What if you could talk to cats?
Yes.
I'm just down a rabbit hole at this point. What would it take? Any language. You get this thing put in your head, you know any language.
Well, now we're talking Matrix. We're like, suddenly I can do Kung Fu.
No, I didn't say that. This is all knowledge. This is all brain stuff.
Are you saying that Kung Fu is not brain stuff?
I'm definitely saying that Kung Fu isn't brain stuff.
But like aside
Did you
from,
read a book and go out and Kung Fu it up?
Aside from like obviously the physical conditioning, wouldn't you say that
That's
something like
Ashley,
Kung
that's an
Fu
enormous aside.
is-
You set aside the entire thing. Aside from the training and the knowledge and the physical prowess.
I'm saying aside from the physical, you have to use stretching and stuff before you can like jump into the splits or whatever. But wouldn't you say that knowing something like that is knowing where to move the different body parts in the event that someone comes at you with a punch?
No. I would say you're building a muscle memory that you react on instinct. And you're saying you can just embed that instinct in me and I can do it?
Yes.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. You've got me thinking about this in a whole new way. Luckily, I'm going to forget this conversation immediately because I don't have Neuralink. I'll tell you another thing that's probably going on right now in the world. Not to get political. This is just a court thing. You may have heard that Donald Trump recently had a judgment of about $83 million made against him for a defamation suit that he was up against.
I did hear that, yes.
How fast do you think someone was in Elon Musk's office from the legal team and just said, hey, Mr. Musk, the team got together and we were talking over, strategy and things like that. And we just decided, like, going forward on a proactive basis, could you shut the fuck up
maybe
everything? Just next time you're going to say something,
just don't.
Don't, and then continue to don't for as long as you possibly can, right? Somebody
Right.
had to go say that to him.
I mean, defamation can be pretty expensive these days.
All right, well, that does it for us today, January 31st, 2024. We're going to go shut the fuck up now.
Yeah, don't defame anyone today.
And if you see a macaque out there, just maybe wave from a distance. All right, we will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you'll be here as well.
Bye, everybody.